Here is a modeling example to demonstrate the modeling process of SELEX. First, for the building, we start from a footprint and evolve it into a 3D shape by extrusion. Then, floors are added to the building as a virtual shape to coordinate floor alignments. During modeling, each facade has its own virtual shapes to coordinate architectural elements inside. Mass models can be refined by a push or pull of shapes in the facade. Based on the added virtual shape, we can select complex patterns in the facade, for example, even or odd floors, adjacent cells, and so on. Topology-based selection is also possible to select neighbor regions or parent shapes. Finally, we add the roof and finish the modeling. We show examples comparing the derivation process of splitting-based procedural modeling and selection-based procedural modeling. Traditional splitting-based procedural modeling has two disadvantages. First, a lot more intermediate geometry is generated that is not semantically meaningful. Second, the shapes generated further down the hierarchy are restricted by splits at higher levels of the hierarchy. This will create significant problems once designs are resized or stochastic variations are introduced, as we will show later in the video. By contrast, shapes in SELEX have much fewer constraints. They can be placed anywhere in the hierarchy. Further, the order of shape placement is not restricted. For example, all ledges can be placed together. We illustrate some of the problems of traditional split-based modeling using a CGA shape. CGA shapes cannot enforce important constraints that are essential to the architectural layout, such as alignment. Due to the splitting hierarchy, each region of the layout makes independent splitting decisions that are not sufficiently coordinated. When modeling residential buildings, it is difficult to create setbacks and extrusions in a CGA shape. In the simple case, a CGA shape would create unions of boxes. However, this leads to intersection problems at the corners, superfluous geometry, and problems when designing roofs that fit the mass model. For designs of medium complexity, it is still possible to mimic a selection-based modeling process in CGA shape, using automatically generated indices introduced in newer versions of CityEngine. For these examples, we can see that this requires a lot of changes to the code, longer code, and complex auxiliary computations. SELEX requires only a few localized changes. This supports the claim that modeling ideas are more naturally expressed in SELEX. Finally, we show more extensions enabled by SELEX. Different furniture variations can be modeled. We can also model a chessboard layout that requires that chess pieces move in a restricted region. For example, bishop on a diagonal direction. We can also model a parking lot with variations and regularities at different scales.